In this lesson, we are going to look at non-action verbs. Verbs that are also referred to as stative verbs. Now, the first rule to remember about non-action verbs is that we don't use them in the present continuous form. Now, let's look at the table and see what these verbs are and what they describe. In the first row, we see verbs that describe mental processes like believe, remember, know, think. Examples: I believe in God. John knows the answer. She thinks her son is a good boy. Now, there are verbs that express feelings. Verbs like, hate, love, want, prefer. Examples: I prefer tea to coffee. Ali doesn't like his classmates. They love poetry. My friend wants me to lend him my car. There are verbs that describe appearance. Verbs like be, appear, seem, look like. Examples: both of my friends seem happy. This lesson appears to be difficult. He is here now. There are verbs that show possession. Verbs like own, belong, have. Examples: she has 3 cars. This house belongs to a rich man. And the last row contains verbs of perception. Verbs like see, hear, smell, notice, feel. Examples: I smell something cooking. We feel relaxed. In this clip, we have 3 columns which include most of the verbs I have just read to you. But this time, there is a meaning in Arabic for each verb. As I read the verbs in each column, look at its Arabic meaning if you don't understand what it means in English. The first column refers to verbs that describe emotional feelings. Verbs like appreciate, care, dislike, envy, fear, hate, like, love, mind, need, please, prefer, surprise, want. The second column contains certain verbs that refer to senses. Verbs like feel, hear, see, smell, taste, know. The third column refers to verbs that describe mental status. Verbs like believe, desire, doubt, forget, imagine, mean, realize, recognize, remember, suppose, think, understand. Notice that certain verbs have a star on them. This means that they can be used in the continuous form, but they have a different Meaning. Now here are two more columns about non-action verbs. Again, look at the meaning of the verb in Arabic. Read it to yourself if you don't know what it means in English. The first column refers to verbs, non-action verbs that show possession. Verbs like belong, have, own, possess. The second column refers to verbs, non-action verbs that show existence. Verbs like appear, be, consist of, contain, cost, exist, include, look, matter, owe, resemble, seem, and sound. Again, some of the verbs have got a star on them. These can be used in the continuous form, but again with a slight difference in meaning. In this slide, we look at three verbs that refer to senses. These three verbs are see, look at, and watch. The first one is used as a non-action verb, while the two remaining ones, look at and watch, are used as action verbs. An example for see is I see many things in this room. Now see here is a non-action verb. Seeing happens because your eyes are open. Seeing is a physical reaction, not a planned action. Look is used as an action verb. So we say, I'm looking at the clock. I want to know the time. Look at is an action verb. Looking is a planned or purposeful action. Looking happens for a reason. And watch in the last sentence is used as an action verb. So we say Ahmed is watching TV. Now here watch is an action verb. I watch something for a long time, but I look at something for a short time. Now, what about hear and listen to? Hear is a non-action verb, and listen to is an action verb. Let me read the example for hear. I am in my apartment. I'm trying to study. I hear music from the next apartment. The music is loud. Now hear is an non-action verb. Hearing is an unplanned act. It expresses a physical reaction. Now the example for listen to. I am in my apartment reading a magazine. I'm listening to the news. I like to listen to the news when I read. Listen or listen to is an action verb. Listening happens for a reason. In this slide, we shall look at two non-action verbs, need and want, and how we use them plus a noun or plus an infinitive. Let's look at the first example. We need food. Now here verb need is followed by a noun, which is food. I want a sandwich. Again, want is followed by a noun, which is a sandwich. While we can also use need to be followed by to plus the infinitive. We say, we need to eat. I want to eat a sandwich. Need is stronger than want in both cases. In this slide, we look at two expressions with the verb like. Would like versus like. And students often confuse between the two. Let's look at the first example. I would like to go to the zoo. Now, would like refers to something that you like to do now or in the future. While the second example, I like going to the zoo, means that I usually or always like to do this when I have the time. But it doesn't mean that I'm doing it now or I would like to do it now.